Hey guys, if you're just tuning in, this is my first live stream slash podcast in a very long time. And technically, I'm a couple minutes early here, so I wait to see if people want to pop in or not. But group chat from work. Um, this is going to be called the Hunting for Tips podcast or Hunting for Tips podcast, and basically me or some of my friends here will. I've got some people that may want to join in. We got our first viewer, so this is awesome. Hello. Oh, hey Eric, how you doing? My buddy Eric, retired rambler on YouTube, popped up. Good to see you too. So like I was saying, this live stream slash podcast is going to be called uh, Hunting for Tips, and I've got a list of things to go over and talk about. But yeah, so this month in August marks my 6th year on YouTube, and I've been on since 2019, and I'm currently sitting at 2,925 subscribers, which is awesome. Um, and I'm getting really close to 3,000. Plans for this live stream. I'm gonna have a few guests on. I've been talking to a few people. To be my guest here on the live stream and just talk about crossbows or hunting, mock scrapes, all that kind of stuff, different things like that. But I'm literally doing this on my phone or my Chromebook, so I'll have to figure all that stuff out. So this is just the debut live stream here to, try things out and see how well it goes. But plans for this upcoming deer season. So I do have a brand new compound crossbow. I haven't had a chance to shoot it yet because I just ordered the crank for it yesterday, so it should be coming in the mail. The crossbow is a little tall for me, so when I get to like right here, I can't pull up anymore, and I'm like an inch too short with that cocking rope. And I tried shortening the cocking rope, and the cocking rope was too short because it's specifically made for that crossbow. So either way, that's a Bear X Catalyst 420. Right now, though, my recurve crossbow, the XR250B, is dialed in pretty good at 20 and 30 yards. And, hey, hello, YouTube Wolf, how are you? Hi. Hello. But yeah, the reason I wanted to get a faster crossbow is because the recurve one's only shooting 250 feet a second, and I am using 16-inch carbon bolts, and I am using 100 grain fixed blade broadheads because I'm afraid if I use mechanicals, they're not gonna open, right? And well, so I do have the new crossbow, and I can't wait to get out and shoot it and sight it in a video and all that stuff and try it out. So that's what's upcoming. Plans for hunting. So I'll be hunting here around at my place. I'm actually putting in a 4th mock scrape over here at the edge of the road, right there at the point of the woods by the power line strip. Because, hey, hi Rob. Hope you're doing good. And Rob's in Nova Scotia. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Back to what I was saying about I'll be running for those mock scrapes on my property. I just ordered some more stuff and I've got to wait for it to come in. So hopefully I can get those big bucks I've been seeing on my trail camera walking around the property, get them close to me. So, yeah. I think the mechanical ones will be fine with the new one. Yeah, I'm sure they would. I've got some Swacker 125 grains that I'll probably use with it. They'd open up like 2 3/4 inch diameter cutting blade, so that'll work good. Or I've got a bunch of those 3-blade broadheads too. So, yeah. So I don't know how long this exact live stream is going to go. I'm just trying it out here for the first time, but it's a beautiful uh, evening right now, and it's about 75 degrees out, but this weekend it's going to go back up to 91 degrees here in Indiana. And speaking of that, I was supposed to go to the state forest with my buddy James. You guys have seen on my videos. I taught him how to shoot a crossbow and gave him my other recurve crossbow and all that stuff. But he's got some things came up, so we won't be able to go do that together, and I really don't want to go by myself. But also, it's going to be 91 degrees out, so it's going to be very hot. And I don't want to be sweating to death out in the woods and everything. And I've never been on that piece of public land before, so that's why I was going with him, because he kind of knew some of the places to check out and all that kind of stuff like that. Yeah. So yeah, you guys got any questions or anything or whatever? I've noticed I've already got bots in the comments here, so yeah, that's gonna be fun to sort through. Yeah. Oh man, I see it's supposed to be in the high 80s here too. You probably won't get out hunting until it cools off. That's right. Wisconsin's deer season already started, didn't it? Or it will be starting soon. Ours don't start till October 5th. 1st. Good Lord. October 1st. I say that, but Indiana does have an urban zone archery season that starts the 15th of September, but I don't live anywhere near. You're talking like Indianapolis and places like that around the major cities. They'll have urban zone hunting areas and all that stuff, which would be cool to do. I've just never done it before. So, but at one point I had 11 viewers. Now I've got 2. That's all right. I'm not squirrel hunting this year. If you guys haven't noticed that, or normally I love to squirrel hunt. I've squirrel hunted since 2006, but on my property I live on about 1.5 acres to 2 acres, so the property's small, and I've decided just to let the animals reproduce and make more squirrels, and then maybe I'll go back out squirrel hunting again. But places I could hunt, I've got mom and dad's, and both places have a big deer on them. I saw a big almost 10-pointer on mom and dad's on the trail camera check video for mom and dad's back in July. And then I've got that big 9-point over here and a decent 8-point. I saw a little 6-point and some does, but I've seen more bucks this year, early season, than I have, and I've lived here since 2022, and normally I only see them during the rut. So the fact that I'm seeing more deer up here early season in the summer, like buck-wise, that's a good thing. And my Uncle John is a taxidermist in Iowa. Shout out to Premier Wildlife Artistry. I sent him a picture of that buck, that 9-point I got over here at the power line strip, and asked him to age it, and he said probably a 140s, 150 class whitetail. Oh, that's what he told me, so, you know, I'll take his word for it. I'm not good at judging deer. Granted, I've only ever shot 1 deer, so, you know, and then I injured one last year with my shotgun and lost it, but that happens. But, yeah. The reason I am hunting with a crossbow this year. Let's get into that topic, because it's probably one of my favorite things to talk about. And I say that sarcastically, but my first deer I actually shot with a compound bow. And I've always had form issues, and it's hard for me to not drop my bow arm when I'm shooting like I'm supposed to. I've tried all kinds of stuff. And the one short that I have that has done really well has 24,000 views on it, and it was based on you know, when I haven't shot my bow for 2 weeks, and I always drop my arm and I shoot high or low. And everyone and their brother tried to tell me online how to fix the problem. You know, pull through your shot. I get that. I tried, and I just always, I've got form issues, and I'm like, you know, this year I'm just going to use a crossbow, and I'm totally fine with that. I'm one of those hunters, I think if it's legal, go for it. You know, honestly, I don't care. I don't care if you hunt with a compound, a recurve, a longbow, a crossbow. You know, if it gets you out there in the woods hunting, then I'm okay with it. You know, and that's like with me, it's like I want to know when I shoot that bolt or that arrow exactly where it's gonna go and what it's gonna do. You know, and that's just that's how I feel about the situation, and that's why I've decided to do it. And the XR250B recurve crossbow I have is one of the slower crossbows that they make, right? And so it's shooting 250 feet a second, which is why I'm not going to use a mechanical broadhead this year. I'm going to use a fixed blade on that. Cut on contact's better with a slow crossbow like that. I just don't want to risk a mechanical broadhead not opening up like it's supposed to when you hit the animal. But like I said, I've got another crossbow that it advertises 420 feet a second. I can't wait to get out and shoot my new one. So you're probably looking at 400s. We owe it to the animals to use what we shoot the best with. Exactly, I totally agree with that. And that's the thing. It's like and crossbows. People give a bad rap to crossbows, and here's why. Oh, it's like you can shoot a deer at 100 yards. You can shoot a target at 100 yards, but realistically, you don't want to shoot at a deer over 40 yards. It's where you're comfortable with. Like anything can happen between you and that deer at 100 yards. It could move, give you a bad shot, completely miss, whatever. You know, it's like, yeah, you can shoot 100 yards all day long, but not at something that's gonna move. I'm just being honest here. And I wouldn't shoot my crossbow any further than what I'd shoot a compound bow anyways. It's just that simple. Like my recurve, I won't shoot over 30 yards. My compound crossbow, still probably not going to shoot over 30 yards. And that's just that simple. I'm not going to do it, you know. And I owe it to the deer to try to make the most ethical harvest that I can, you know. So that's that. Do y'all got any questions? Who's all here? I got 7 people in here, so guys, give a shout out. Tell me who you are, where you're from, all that kind of stuff. And so I'm here in Indiana. So I can't. I'm kind of nervous right now, and I'll be honest because I do got notes and everything, but for me to do a live stream and not know that if I mess up I can stop this and start over, it's kind of nerve-wracking, and I feel like I'm rambling on about nothing. But I'm pretty sure the more I do this, which I plan on doing this every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I said earlier in the live stream, I've got some friends that I've talked to about possibly coming on and doing a live stream with me. Now, when I do that, right now, it'll probably be like I'll call them on my phone and put it on speakerphone and then stream off my Chromebook and just talk to them on the phone and have a casual conversation that way and look into, some better microphones or cameras that I can hook up, all that kind of stuff. But I'm new to this live stream stuff, this podcast stuff, so I'm not even going to, buy a bunch of accessories and equipment stuff that I may not need right now. I for sure have 2 people. I'm not exactly going to say who yet, but I've got 2 people in the works of possibly doing a live stream with me, which will be cool. And that, and so, and I may have times where if it's okay with some of my buddies that I actually talk to almost every single day, that I may call you up and say, hey, you just want to talk about hunting, and we'll throw a live stream together and call it chatting with friends or something. I don't know yet, but I'll figure something out. Right now we've got 6 people in the chat, which is awesome. 6 people here on the live stream. Oh, but yeah, deer season is approaching, October 1st. That's what I was going to talk about. So October 1st, opening day of deer season, I'll be hunting at my mom and dad's property after this big buck that I got on camera at mom and dad's back in July. And I do need to check the camera again. And I'm not running cell cameras because I don't want to have to pay the $15 a month or whatever. You should stream the cooking videos with Carissa. I should do a stream where we cook some food, maybe just cooking dinner. I think she's making fish tonight, tilapia fillets, I think, and rice and cheddar biscuits, I think, is what we're doing for dinner tonight. And that's a good idea because that'll give me some content. Good Lord. Thank you, Retired Rambler, for that idea. He always liked my cooking videos. He's been one of my subscribers since forever, for years. I saw that you got out and shot a 3D course at your where you live, and man, it sucks that a lot of their trees got blown over by storms and stuff. But I'm glad they're getting that archery range and archery club fixed and set back up, though. That's pretty cool. I've actually got a really cool. You guys want to see my archery range? Let's take a walk. Let's go. I'll walk around and talk. How about that? This is what I like about live. So, here's my porch, and the target right there that you guys see in a lot of my sighting in videos is 20 yards. Dead on. From right there where those green chairs are. There's my skinning gamble. I've skinned a lot of groundhogs on this one. Here's my deer hanger. They're just the squirrel cleaning buddy. I haven't even used this thing yet. But you like hook its head and its feet in here, and then you can skin it from the back down. That's just an Allen brand gamble with the hooks and everything. And yep, I skinned my first deer right there all by myself with help of other people because I'm literally right here. I call this the skinning tree. It's just a big old pine tree. And then we walk down here to the backyard archery range, which is actually in the side yard. It's not the backyard. And I've got everything set up to shoot from. Right here is 25 yards to the front target and 30 yards to those back targets down there. But I can do 15 and 20 yards up here at the 15-yard marker. Here's the here's one of my mock scrapes. I got a trail camera right here on it, right there on that tree. And it looks like something's been in here. Look at that. Looks like it's been pawed up a little bit. But here's the scrape doctor rope. And there's one of my hunting blinds. I really need to clean up my air rifle range. And here's all my targets. And look at that gorgeous view of the power line strip. That's pretty. I love seeing that when I come down here. But yeah, here's all my targets and everything. And I literally can just come out here and spend the evening just shooting, and it's super peaceful and quiet and cool out here. And we might actually see some deer down there, but I'm not exactly sure right now if we will see some deer. But I normally can look down here in the middle and see the deer walk down across here to that little field down there. But yeah, here's my archery range and everything. So, pretty cool. Got turkeys and bag targets. I got a nice setup. There's the groundhog and a moose. And there's my elk and everything. Since I'm walking, I'll show you guys where I want to put that other mock scrape at. And by the way, if you guys haven't heard of the Scrape Doctor, check him out on Facebook. His name's James Holmes. And I've literally talked to him almost every day. If not, I just ask him a question about mock scrapes and stuff. But I really like his products because he's got the scrapedoctor.com has all kinds of packages you can get that come with the rope, the forehead gland scent that you need to spray on the rope, and some, actually I'll just walk over here and show you this one I've already got set up, the hemp rope and stuff. But they're really well priced, because you can get a 3-pack of the Scrape Magic that you spray on the rope and spray down on the ground and all that kind of stuff for your mock scrapes for like $35 for a 3-pack of just the scent. But you can get like a rope combo, like just a rope and the Scrape Doctor or Scrape Magic scent for 25 bucks. And I went on Amazon and looked at the prices of other brands spray, like scent spray stuff, and it's expensive. Here's the one I just put in the other day, and yeah, let me turn this camera around. It's right here. I just put this one in yesterday, but here's the little rope. It comes with some zip ties and branch. There's my hunting blind, looking over the persimmon trees, which we've got a few little persimmons on here this year, but nothing like we had last year. Last year they were all over the ground and full, and I don't know if it's something that comes back every other year, like they do good one year, not so good the next year. Man, why do I feel like I'm working out right now? Well, I just booked it across the yard. But yeah, so I've got one mock scrape back there by my behind the house you guys saw. I've actually got another mock scrape up in the woods behind the persimmon tree blind back there. This one by the persimmon tree blind. And now what I was trying to get to was all the way over here in the yard is gonna be another mock scrape over here. I watched the deer walk down the driveway. Well, here's my driveway, there's a road, and then they walk all the way down the road and come right here, up there. So I thought maybe I could put another one like somewhere right over here, and then I literally can watch them from the house, and I film them from there anyways when they're walking right down here. So I thought I could put one somewhere in here. I might have to cut another branch and kind of extend this down, or actually I could just put it right here, you know, hang it up on one of these tree limbs right here, put me a mock scrape right here, and then I'll literally have like a square of mock scrapes. I don't know, just an idea. And then I do have 2 mineral licks, and that's where we're walking to now. So this is where my tripod stand used to be, that this tree right here actually took out and fell over, and so we pulled it. But here's the trail, right? If I walk right here, here's the mineral lick that big buck was on right here. And look, you can see the prints in there, like right there, some deer prints and all kinds of stuff. And here's the main trail where they come up, and the 2 does I spotted walking down the yard the other day came in here. So I've got mineral lick, mock scrape, another mineral lick in the woods back there somewhere, just all kinds of stuff. So I'm hoping it'll work out for this deer season. But that's literally what I got going on, is putting in mock scrapes, shooting the crossbow, and planning. Lots of planning and hoping that it goes well. Well, guys, I've been live for about, I'll give it 5 more minutes here. Yeah, but as far as the scrape doctor stuff goes, you can buy little combos of the spray and the rope, and they're really well priced. And I'm not, and I haven't, I've got trail cameras on my other 2 scrapes, not the one by the persimmon tree blind, because I don't have another camera. So I'm hoping in a couple weeks to pull those and see what kind of deer we have on there. But I figured I didn't want to put trail cameras on the 2 that I have where I can just look out the window and see the deer. So, you know, but the scrape doctor, I know I'm preaching about it a lot on this stream here, but it's because I've talked to the owner. He's got proof from other customers of how well his product works, and it's really, really well priced. So go over to thescrapedoctor.com and check out all his products, and maybe get into the mock scrape game. So here's what people don't understand. Mock scrapes aren't just used in the rut. It's not just used by bucks. Does come and check out mock scrapes, that all kind of stuff, but they can use them all year long, right? Most people put in their mock scrapes starting in about March or April, or they've had some that they've used and they refresh them every year. But I was late to the game. And every time I show pictures of deer, and James Holm on Facebook would get on me, he said, man, you need to try Scrape Doctor. I said, what is Scrape Doctor? And he told me, this is the product that I made. And I bought his products. I actually have some, he also makes an estrus RX. So an estrus synthetic scent that you put down in your scrapes during the rut and stuff. And he did that because the customers were asking for it the whole time. He's like, hey, can you make an estrus scent? Can you make an estrus scent? So he did make an estrus scent. And I actually have 3 bottles of those in the house. And I'm going to use that for hunting the rut, you know, like late October, early November. On top of you can try whatever you want to, but if you do want to make a mock scrape and try a hanging rope, I'd at least get the hanging rope and some Scrape Magic serum. It's like $16.99 for the bottle, but if you get the combo, then with just a rope combo, it's like $25 for a 2-ounce bottle and the rope and the zip ties, and I'm hoping that that'll work. But on top of the Estrus RX, I've got some Trails in 307 by Wildlife Research Center I want to try. I found 5 bottles of it really cheap, and I'm going to use that as a deer scent too. And the thing I like about the Scrape Magic formula, you know, like when you open up an estrus deer scent, it's not, it blows your socks off. Like, oh man, that stinks. This stuff doesn't really stink. It kind of smells like, and I know this because of the dough. If you take your hand and you rub it up against the hide of that deer, and then you smell it, it smells like the dandruff, or like the scent that the hair of the deer gives off. That's kind of what the Scrape RX smells like to me. If it spills in my backpack, I don't have to throw my backpack away necessarily. But yeah, Retired Rambler, you're like, that you hunt a really wet swamp. You're probably right. But I don't know, because I've never been in that situation, and everybody's hunting property is different. And I'm hoping these scrape works. I haven't, every time I go to check the camera, something happens with it. Oh, it's not recognized by iOS or whatever. And so I've switched out both of my trail cameras on those and tried all this stuff. But guys, I'm going to get out of here. Join me next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another live stream podcast thing here, more of a live stream. I'm definitely going to write down a lot of questions, make more bullet points, and try to stay on topic more with things. But it was still good to get out here and walk around this evening when it's nice and cool before it gets too hot. So I will see you guys live next Wednesday. Stay tuned for the videos in the middle. I've got some ideas. I just gotta get the videos rolling. So see you guys later.